In 1984, a woman is attacked in her apartment. During the assault, she makes a decision that almost no one would think to make. She studies her attacker's face, deliberately, methodically. She memorizes the shape of his nose, the line of his jaw, the way his eyes catch the light. She tells herself, if I survive this, I will be able to identify him. She survives, and she is absolutely certain. She sits across from a detective. She points at a photograph. She says, without hesitation, "That's him." She is wrong. And her certainty, that unshakable, scientifically documented, neurologically explained certainty, sends an innocent man to prison for 11 years. This is not a story about a lying witness. It is not a story about a corrupt detective. It is a story about something far more dangerous, a memory that feels like the truth. Because here is what no one tells you. Memory is not a recording. Memory is a reconstruction, and reconstructions can be contaminated by suggestion, by pressure, by the simple act of trying too hard to remember. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how an innocent man is convicted. Not by malice, but by science that the courtroom refuses to acknowledge. This is the case of Ronald Cotton. And before this story ends, you will hear what the actual perpetrator says to Ronald Cotton's face inside a prison cell. Stay with this. Burlington, North Carolina, July 28, 1984. Jennifer Thompson is 22 years old. She attends Elon College. She lives alone in a garden apartment off Sparger Road. That night, she is asleep when someone breaks in through a sliding door. What happens next lasts approximately 30 minutes. The details are not necessary to this story. What is necessary is what Thompson does during those 30 minutes. She studies her attacker's face. She makes a deliberate choice to memorize him, his nose, his jaw, his hairline, the spacing of his eyes. She tells herself, over and over, that she will remember. She escapes. She runs to a neighbor's apartment. She calls police. Within 2 hours, she is being interviewed by detectives. She is composed. She is specific. She provides a detailed physical description. She answers every question with clarity. The detectives are impressed. They tell her she is doing well, that she is being helpful, that her memory is remarkably clear. What they do not tell her, what they do not know to tell her, is that the act of describing her attacker is already changing her memory of him. Every time she repeats the description, she is reinforcing certain details and discarding others. Her memory is not being preserved, it is being edited. This is called memory reconsolidation. It was known in 1984. It was published. It was peer-reviewed. It was not admissible in North Carolina courts. 5 days later, Detective Mike Galden shows Jennifer Thompson a photographic array. 6 photographs, 6 black men. One of them is Ronald Cotton. Thompson studies the photographs carefully. She eliminates 5 of them. She focuses on one. She tells the detective, "That's him. I'm sure. That's him." Detective Galden's response is not caution, it is confirmation. He tells her she did well, that she picked the right one, that he had the same feeling. That response, that small moment of validation, will matter enormously. When a witness receives confirmation after an identification, their confidence increases. Not their accuracy, their confidence. Neuroscience calls this the post-identification feedback effect. In 1984, it was already documented. Elizabeth Loftus had published on it. Courts did not care. Ronald Cotton is 22 years old. He works in kitchens. He lives in Burlington with his family. He has a prior conviction for attempted sexual assault from several years earlier. He served 18 months. He has been out for years. He is trying to rebuild his life. When police knock on his door and ask him to come to the station, he goes willingly. He believes cooperation will clear him. He tells detectives he was at a family gathering the night of July 28th. His father was there, his sister, his girlfriend. They stayed up late playing cards. He did not leave until after midnight. Multiple family members confirmed this. The alibi is documented, filed, then dismissed. The reasoning, they are relatives. Relatives lie for each other. Their testimony is inherently suspect. Jennifer Thompson's memory, on the other hand, is treated as objective fact. The double standard is not examined. 3 weeks after the photo array, Thompson views Cotton in a physical lineup. She stands behind one-way glass. 6 men stand in a line. Ronald Cotton is one of them. She identifies him again. She is more certain now than she was before. What Jennifer Thompson does not understand, what no one explains to her, is that the face she is recognizing in the lineup may not be the face from her apartment. It may be the face from the photograph. The brain cannot always distinguish between a memory of an event and a memory of remembering that event. This is called source monitoring failure. It was documented in peer-reviewed literature in 1984. It was not explained to juries in North Carolina. Ronald Cotton is arrested and charged with rape and burglary. He maintains his innocence from the first moment. He tells his family he was with them. They know he was with them. But Jennifer Thompson is certain, and the system believes certainty. Ronald Cotton maintained his innocence from the first moment he was questioned, and he had an alibi. What happened to it, and why it was dismissed, is where this story becomes something darker than a mistake. Ronald Cotton goes to trial in January 1985. The prosecution's case is built almost entirely on Jennifer Thompson's testimony. There is no physical evidence linking Cotton to the crime scene. No fingerprints. No DNA testing exists yet in any meaningful forensic capacity. No fibers. No hair evidence that can be definitively matched. There is Jennifer Thompson, certain, credible, unshakable. She testifies that she memorized her attacker's face deliberately, that she studied him during the assault, that she made a conscious decision to remember. She points at Ronald Cotton and says, "That is the man who raped me." She does not waver. She does not hesitate. She is absolutely sure. The jury sees a composed, articulate young woman who made the deliberate choice to memorize a face under the worst possible circumstances. They see her certainty, and they believe her. Cotton's defense attorney attempts to introduce expert testimony on the reliability of eyewitness memory. The expert is Dr. Elizabeth Loftus. She is a cognitive psychologist at the University of Washington. She has published extensively on memory contamination, suggestibility, and the misinformation effect. She would have explained to the jury that memory is not a recording, that it is reconstructed, that it can be altered by suggestion, that confidence does not equal accuracy. The judge excludes her testimony. His reasoning, juries are capable of evaluating witness credibility themselves. Expert testimony on memory would invade the province of the jury. This is not unusual. It is standard. Across the United States in 1985, judges routinely exclude eyewitness identification experts. The assumption is that memory is common sense. Everyone has memory. Everyone understands how it works. The assumption is wrong. Cotton's family testifies. His father says Ronald was at their house that night. His sister confirms it. His girlfriend confirms it. The prosecutor asks if they would lie to protect Ronald. They say no. They say they are telling the truth. In closing arguments, the prosecutor tells the jury that family members cannot be trusted, that they have every reason to lie. But Jennifer Thompson has no reason to lie. She is an objective witness. The contradiction is not examined. A family alibi is dismissed as self-interested. An eyewitness memory, shaped by photo arrays, confirmed by detectives, reinforced by repeated identifications, is accepted as scientific fact. The jury deliberates for less than a day. Ronald Cotton is convicted of rape and burglary. He is sentenced to life plus 54 years. He is 22 years old. His family is in the courtroom. His mother is crying. His father sits in silence. Jennifer Thompson is also crying. She believes she was identifying her attacker. She believes she was telling the truth. She was, but the truth she was telling was about her memory, not about the man in the courtroom. Cotton enters the North Carolina prison system in early 1985. He is assigned to Harnett Correctional Institution. Inside, he begins the work of maintaining his innocence in a system designed to extract confessions, not protect denials. He writes letters. He files appeals. Everyone is denied. Months pass, then years, and then, sometime in his second year, other inmates begin telling him something. There is another man in the prison, Bobby Poole. Bobby Poole is also serving time for sexual assault. Different victim, same area, same time period. And Poole has been telling people, quietly, casually, as prison talk goes, that he committed the Burlington rape, not Cotton. At first, Cotton does not know what to do with this information. Prison is full of people claiming innocence, full of people blaming others. But the other inmates keep telling him, "Poole looks like you. Poole committed crimes in Burlington when you were convicted. Poole is bragging about it." Cotton tells his family. His family scrapes together money for a new attorney. They file a motion for a new trial. They present Bobby Poole as an alternative suspect. The court orders a lineup. Jennifer Thompson is brought in to view Bobby Poole alongside other men. She stands behind the glass. She looks at Bobby Poole. She does not recognize him. She has never seen him before. She is still certain, absolutely certain, that Ronald Cotton is her attacker. The motion for a new trial is denied. Cotton's conviction is upheld. He returns to prison. He has now been incarcerated for 3 years. He will serve 8 more before anyone asks the right question. But there is a procedural technicality, an error in jury instructions from the first trial, not about innocence, not about Bobby Poole, just procedure. A second trial is ordered. In 1987, Ronald Cotton is tried again for the same crime. Jennifer Thompson testifies again. She points at Ronald Cotton again. Same certainty, same conviction, same unshakable belief that the man sitting at the defense table is the man who attacked her. The jury convicts in under 40 minutes. Cotton is now serving 2 consecutive life sentences. He is 25 years old, and he will not be eligible for parole until he is in his 70s. By 1994, Ronald Cotton had been in prison for 9 years. Bobby Poole was still there, and a technology existed that could settle the question permanently. A technology prosecutors had not yet been asked to use. Someone was about to ask. In 1994, Ronald Cotton's case is taken up by the North Carolina Center on Actual Innocence. His new attorney files a motion requesting DNA testing on biological evidence preserved from the crime scene. The technology is relatively new in criminal courts, but it exists, and in a decision that is not guaranteed, not automatic, not standard, the prosecutor agrees to the testing. The samples are sent to a forensic lab. Cotton's DNA is submitted. Bobby Poole's DNA is submitted. The evidence from the crime scene is tested. While the lab works, something should be explained, something that was already known in 1984, something courts refuse to allow juries to hear. Memory does not work the way people believe it works. When a person witnesses an event, the brain encodes fragments. Visual fragments, auditory fragments, emotional fragments. These fragments are stored across different regions of the brain. When the person later recalls the event, the brain reconstructs those fragments into a coherent narrative. But the reconstruction is not perfect. The brain fills in gaps. It smooths inconsistencies. It incorporates information received after the event. Information that feels like part of the original memory, but is not. This is called the misinformation effect. Dr. Elizabeth Loftus demonstrated this in the 1970s. In controlled experiments, she showed that when people are exposed to incorrect information after witnessing an event, their memory of the event changes. Not consciously, neurologically. A witness sees a car go through a yield sign. Later, an investigator asks about the stop sign. The witness's memory shifts. They now remember a stop sign. They are not lying. Their brain has updated the memory. When Jennifer Thompson identified Ronald Cotton in the physical lineup, her brain may not have been recognizing the man from her apartment. It may have been recognizing the man from the photograph. The brain cannot always distinguish between a memory of seeing someone and a memory of being shown someone's photograph. This is source monitoring failure. It was documented, published, peer-reviewed in 1984. North Carolina courts did not allow juries to hear about it. And there is something else. It's something called confidence escalation. The more times a witness identifies a suspect, the more certain they feel. Not because they are remembering more clearly, because each identification reinforces the last. When Thompson identified Cotton from the photo array, her confidence was moderate. When she identified him from the lineup, her confidence increased. By the time she testified at trial, she was absolutely certain. But neuroscience research shows that confidence and accuracy are not correlated. A witness can be completely certain and completely wrong. Jennifer Thompson was both. None of this was pseudoscience in 1985. Loftus's work was peer-reviewed, published in top-tier scientific journals, replicated in labs across the world. Courts simply chose not to let juries hear it. The argument was always the same. If juries hear that eyewitnesses can be wrong, they will stop convicting. The counter-argument, that this is precisely the point, was never sufficiently made in court. And there was a reform that could have prevented this: blind lineups. In a blind lineup, the administrator, the person showing the witness the photographs or the physical lineup, does not know which person is the suspect. Research showed that blind lineups reduce false identifications significantly. The mechanism is simple. If the administrator does not know who the suspect is, they cannot, consciously or unconsciously, signal to the witness which person to choose. Most police departments in 1984 did not use blind lineups. Burlington, North Carolina did not use them. Detective Galden knew which photograph was Ronald Cotton when he showed the array to Jennifer Thompson. He knew which man in the lineup was Ronald Cotton. And even if he did not intend to signal her, even if he believed he was being neutral, his knowledge could have influenced her choice. A glance, a pause, a tone of voice. The brain picks up on these cues. The witness does not even know it is happening. This was known in 1984. Courts did not care. In January 1995, the DNA results came back. The lab had tested Cotton's sample and Bobby Poole's. What those results showed did not just free one man. They confirmed something that should have been impossible to ignore. In January 1995, the DNA results come back. Ronald Cotton's DNA does not match the evidence from the crime scene. Bobby Poole's DNA does. The findings are presented to the court. On June 30th, 1995, after 11 years, Ronald Cotton is exonerated. He walks out of prison on a summer morning. He is 33 years old. He went in at 22, 11 years. His 20s. Gone. The life he was supposed to build. The relationships, the career, the ordinary milestones of adulthood. All of it taken. While he was inside, his friends got married, had children, built lives. His family aged. His father's health declined. The world moved forward. Ronald Cotton stood still. Jennifer Thompson is told about the DNA results by investigators. Her response is not relief, it is collapse. She had been certain. She had testified twice, under oath. She had looked Bobby Poole in a lineup and not recognized him. She had looked at Ronald Cotton and been absolutely sure. She had been wrong in every direction. For 11 years, she believed she had identified her attacker. For 11 years, she believed she had helped deliver justice. For 11 years, Ronald Cotton was in prison because of her certainty. And now she knows her memory, the things she trusted most, had betrayed her. But this is not her failure. This is the system's failure. She was never warned that her memory could be corrupted. She was never told that the confirmation she received from detectives would make her more certain, not more accurate. She was never informed that viewing a photograph could alter her memory of the face she saw. She was handed to a jury as a scientific instrument. She was not one. For years, they do not speak. Thompson lives with the guilt. Cotton tries to rebuild a life at 33 that he should have built at 22. Then, years after the exoneration, a meeting is arranged, carefully, deliberately, with mediators present. Jennifer Thompson tells Ronald Cotton she is sorry. She does not expect forgiveness. She does not ask for it. Cotton tells her, and these are not his exact words, but the meaning he conveyed, that he had spent 11 years in a cage. That anger had been a companion for much of that time, but that he had no room left in his life for what anger would cost him. They would go on to write a book together, to advocate together, to testify before state legislatures about eyewitness identification reform, to speak at conferences, to educate law enforcement, to push for change. Their reconciliation is remarkable. It is human. It is generous. It is more than most people could offer or accept. But it should not be used to suggest that the system was redeemed by it, because the system that convicted Ronald Cotton is still running. The detective who ran the non-blind lineup was never disciplined. He retired from the force. No investigation. No review of his other cases. The judge who excluded Elizabeth Loftus's expert testimony was not reversed on those grounds. The precedent stood. Other judges continued excluding memory experts for years. Eyewitness misidentification remains the leading contributing factor in wrongful convictions. According to the Innocence Project, it is present in approximately 69% of convictions, later overturned by DNA evidence. 69%. As of this recording, the majority of U.S. jurisdictions still do not mandate blind lineup procedures. North Carolina passed the Eyewitness Identification Reform Act in 2007, one of the first states to do so. The legislation cited the Cotton case directly. It mandated blind lineups. It required judges to allow expert testimony on memory. It created procedures to reduce contamination. Some other states followed, most did not. Ronald Cotton received a pardon of innocence, a formal legal declaration that he was wrongly convicted. He was not compensated for 11 years. North Carolina had no compensation statute for the wrongfully convicted at the time of his exoneration. He received nothing. At 33, he was starting over. No savings, no career, no resume that did not include an 11-year gap explained by wrongful imprisonment. 11 years. 4,015 days. Every single one of them taken by a system that believed certainty was the same as truth. No one was charged for Ronald Cotton's conviction. No one was reprimanded. No prosecutor faced discipline for relying on eyewitness testimony without corroborating evidence. No detective faced consequences for running a non-blind lineup. No judge was reversed for excluding scientific testimony that could have prevented this. The system that convicted Ronald Cotton called his exoneration a success. Proof that the process works, that DNA can correct mistakes, that justice eventually prevails. Ronald Cotton had been inside that process for 11 years. He was 36 years old when he walked out. The system did not pause to consider what that meant. It moved on to the next case. Subscribe for more investigations into wrongful convictions, the science courts ignore, and the systems that destroy innocent lives. If you were absolutely certain about a memory and later learned you were wrong, would you trust your certainty the same way again? Share this with anyone studying criminal justice, psychology, or anyone who believes memory works like a recording.